Have you ever closed a serious book, looked up and realized you've retained almost nothing? Or worse, you don't even know what you think about it.
It happens to everyone. I mean, we learn how to sound out words in school, but nobody really teaches us how to think while we read.
Exactly, and that's what this deep dive is all about. We're pulling out the core ideas from a classic, How to Read a Book by Mortimer Adler and Charles Van Doren.
Right. The goal here is to change reading from, just a race to the last page into a real ladder of understanding.
Okay, so let's start climbing that ladder. The first big idea is that reading isn't just one thing. There are levels, 4 of them.
Yeah, 4 cumulative levels. You have elementary, which is just basic literacy. Then you get to inspectional reading.
Which is basically smart stimming, right? Getting the lay of the land.
Precisely. And from there, you move to analytical reading. That's the deep dive into a single book. But the top level, the one that's really transformative, is syntopical reading.
Syntopical. That's where you're not just reading one book, but many on the same topic to form your own view.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're reading to join a conversation. You read several authors, see where they agree, where they disagree, and then you build your own informed perspective from that. It's the ultimate defense against shallow takes.
I love that. It's like the ultimate media literacy tool. So how do we even start? I know there's a practical tool in here, the X-ray method.
The X-ray, yes. It's part of that inspectional level. Before you read word 1 of chapter 1, you have to find the book's skeleton.
So you're looking at the table of contents, the index, the preface.
The title, the publisher's blurb, all of it. You map the author's argument before you get lost in the details. It prevents that feeling of being totally overwhelmed.
That makes so much sense. You're building a mental map first. But does that still work now? I mean, we read so much online in little snippets.
The principle holds up completely. Whether it's a physical book or a dozen articles, you have to find the structure first. Otherwise, you're just consuming isolated facts with no context.
Okay, so that leads us right into the second big idea, which is that you have to be a demanding reader. You can't just sit back.
No, it's an active conversation. Adler says you have to ask 4 key questions of any serious book you read.
Okay, what are they?
First, what is the book about as a whole? Second, what is being said in detail and how? Third, and this is a big one, is it true?
And the fourth?
So what? What of it? What follows from this? I think most of us, we might get the first one, but we rarely push ourselves to answer the others in our own words.
Yeah, that physical act of underlining, taking notes, it's not just for memorizing, it's for arguing with the author, it's for having that conversation.
It forces you to engage. Which brings us to maybe the toughest principle in the whole book.
Let me guess. Understanding comes before criticism.
You've got it. You only earn the right to disagree with an author after you can state their position as well as they can.
Wow. I mean, in our culture of instant hot takes, that's a radical idea.
It really is. It means you have to identify their key terms, restate their main points fairly, and follow their line of argument. Only then, once you truly understand it, can you say, I think this is true, or I think this part is incomplete.
It's like a rule for civil discourse. If you can't state the other side's view to their satisfaction, you haven't earned the right to argue against it yet.
Exactly. So when you put all this together, what does it really mean for you, for the listener?
Well, it feels like this kind of skilled reading analytical and syntopical is the key to directing your own learning for your entire life.
It is. Without these skills, we're forced to rely on somebody else, an expert, an influencer, an algorithm, to tell us what things mean. This is about taking back that power.
It's about moving from just knowing things to actually gaining insight. And so we want to leave you with one final thought to chew on.
Go for it.
If reading is one of the most powerful and accessible tools for self-education we have, what kind of responsibility does that put on our institutions, our schools, our libraries, to teach people how to read this way, and not just what to read?